5 flaws of being an independent woman. This is not an attack, but an examination of what independence can cost when it becomes lifestyle and identity. Independence can pay bills, but it can also bankrupt peace, femininity, and family structure. Some women become independent to survive, then accidentally make survival their personality. Being able to do it all is not the same as being designed to do it all. We're going to go straight to it. Flaw number 1, self-efficient to a fault. What do you got and what do you think about flaw number 1, self-efficient to a fault?
I think it definitely damaged how she just handles everything. She blocks partnership without realizing it. And I think self-efficient protects her independence, but it quietly kills her interdependence.
That's a great assessment. I'm with you on that. I think self-efficiency also at some point becomes self-reliance, then becomes control, then becomes isolation. This is what I think the rabbit hole of self-efficiency is to a fault anyway. At what point do you think I got it becomes I can't be loved properly?
I think after being so I got it, I don't need help, it becomes anything that becomes more vulnerable or me asking for help looks risky, which is not the design for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you never need anything, I don't think you'll ever really truly receive anything. That's what I got.
And they can identify it by saying, okay, if you're so dependent where you feel like a man is unnecessary, then you might want to check that. That might not be a healthy perspective or feeling.
Yeah, but she might have to be independent, the growing through part, the ugly part. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
Okay.
we're gonna get there. I apologize, but you start talking about it. I want to talk about it too. Flaw number 2: single parenting becomes default. What do you think? Is single parenting a flaw? If is that a flaw of the independent woman and the independent man?
Yeah,
that's
it
kind of
definitely
both.
could be a flaw for both of them.
Yeah.
I think for a woman, it becomes a part of survival, and survival replaces balance. I have single parenting doesn't make a woman weak, but it often forces her into roles she was never meant to carry alone.
Children don't only need bills paid; they need a covering. They need an example and emotional balance, which you know what I'm saying. You're going to get some of those things from a male, and so without a male,
survival replaces balance.
Yeah, survival replaces balance, and so now you say, well, it's not a flaw for me, the independent and the single mother. It's not a problem for me. But what about the child? I think that's the number one with that issue right there. And in a lot of cases, to throw the lady some bail, there are deadbeat baby daddies, and there are baby daddies that suck. But it does take 2. She laid up with him. That is a thing. So and that's one of the more touchy ones. Number 2, parent and independent parenting, single parenting, as a flaw from being an independent woman. I think that flaw is going to go more on that child.
Yeah, I mean, independence alone is going to force a woman to be the male and the female when it comes to parenting, the father and the mother.
Now these flow pretty well. Flaw number 3 would be lack of men's knowledge in their lives. Many women can do what men do, but may not understand how men think, what men carry, and how male leadership works. And this is not a men are smarter thing. This is men have lived male lives, and that produces a type of knowledge. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, and just like a woman have lived a woman's life, that would bring a certain type of knowledge.
That's true. I have, she learns from a man's absence. She learns the wounds or just, observing. Also have, without consistent male leadership, she may misread male silence as neglect. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Without consistent male leadership, she may misread male silence as neglect, interpret male logic as emotional coldness, expect men to think and respond like a woman. As a result, she's strong, but she's also misaligned in how she relates to men. You can still be independent and still not understand men. Strength doesn't equal insight.
Strength doesn't equal insight. That's pretty good right there.
And that's what I think about when I think about, the lack of the knowledge. I need that extra insight that a man has that women just don't have.
Yeah, a woman can be super competent and still be untrained in a male's nature.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, and so for me, and like I said, these flow really well. The lack of a man's knowledge flows right into the fourth one. What did you have?
I got guidance. Lack of guidance.
Number 4, flaw number 4, lack of guidance and covering. Because to me, guidance is covering. And so it correlates very well with number 3, lack of men's knowledge. Because a part of men's knowledge is you're going to get that covering. And so what do you got on guidance?
I have independence without guidance turns into isolation. You can't see your own blind spots.
That's a fact.
Guidance sharpens discernment. So, I think I kind of told you what I thought about that part of it is if it sharpens my discernment, you guided me, that means I'm able to strengthen my woman's intuition. I'm able to see what we may need as a couple. You know what I'm saying? So I need your guidance or leadership. And when you don't have anyone, that's the danger of it. You have no one to check your blind spots emotionally, spiritually, or rationally. When a woman has no covering, she becomes guarded, not guided. So not only does it produce isolation, you have no guidance. You're just sitting there guarded yourself. You know what I'm saying? We just seen how women react when they have no guidance, no covering. They're isolated and guarded. How they behave and how they react. Well, I mean, we can just name a few if you wanted to, but yeah, I think everyone can think of someone that displays those characteristics.
Negative characteristics. Independence often removes accountability, protection, and wise counsel, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically. So, you can live without it. Women do this every day. It's a normal thing. I just wouldn't want that for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that you want to speak on this so maybe we could reach somebody.
Right.
And so I don't know how to tell women to let their guard down for garbage men. You see what I'm saying? For trash men. And so I wouldn't say let your guard down for trash men. But if he's a good guy, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that he should get the same treatment as, the trash guy. But then sometimes the lady don't have discernment to be able to tell, is this trash or is he a keeper?
So I think the important part of it is if you're an independent woman, don't let the negatives override so you're not able to receive that guidance, that leadership, the right man that's not trash come along, the one that you can follow that was going to strengthen your already strengths that you have.
And you brought up the blind spots.
Yeah, I think there are certain things that men can see that we're not able to see as women. Thus, why we have a lot of independent women that get themselves caught in the bind. And again, I don't want to have to call out celebrities' names, but I think we can all think of someone who's strong and independent, but have made certain decisions that they wouldn't have made had they had listened, submitted, followed, or been guided by, a different type of insight than their own.
Yeah. Masculine presence makes a difference.
It does.
Just like feminine presence in a man's life makes a difference. Just like you were saying that sometimes a man can see certain things that maybe a woman can't see. It's also vice versa because it's been many times that you've seen something from a woman's perspective that I was like, nah, like what? Nah, and I couldn't see that. But in hindsight, it might was that.
And all I'm saying, as a woman who had the guidance to follow, it was able to strengthen, you know what I'm saying, my intuition or my discernment to where I was able to see it, where if I didn't have that guidance, I might not been able to see it. That's all.
Yeah, I think now the guidance and covering also comes with who's gonna check me.
That, dude, yeah.
No, I mean, but this a thing, and your your better half should check you. Your old man should check you. Your old lady should check. Your wife, your girlfriend should check you. This isn't a gender thing at this point. I know there's 5 flaws of being an independent woman, but this number 4 kind of goes, both ways. And so I need you to check me if I'm getting out of line. If I can't see, if it's something I can't see, my blind spots.
Yes.
Back to that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it feel weird. I'd be like, what? Is she checking me? What? And sometimes it'd be a whole argument or something like, what? But that if anything was right that you said, I'll grab that understanding, and it shouldn't always be an argument when your better half or your old lady or your old man or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife check you. It shouldn't always be an argument. You should be happy. You should praise God for them, for checking you. But back to...
But a lot of times when a woman is independent, she can't be checked. She'd have been so hard and been so strong, and she don't even know it. I think I said it earlier. It get buried up on the respect. You know what I'm saying? Her being soft and stuff get buried and
on the responsibility.
Yeah. So now you and that's the whole point of this. So you don't become that person who is not able to receive, or a lot of times a good man comes around and you're not able to see that or identify with that because you're so used to being strong, and now you don't know how to allow him to guide. You've been such a strong single parent, now you can't take anything that he has to say for your children. You know what I'm saying? All of these become negatives. Not only the lack of knowledge, now you know it all. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So that's all I wanted to make sure that women know that you can be independent, but there's also negatives that we don't talk about that comes with it, and don't fall into those.
Whole nother podcast, whole nother video, whole nother topic. But when you're a lady and you have kids, don't even bring him around. Yeah, I mean, it's so many ways to ensure that he's the right guy to introduce to your kids, because the reason I think it correlates to this podcast is when you bring him around your kids and you don't respect him the way he need to be respected, the kids won't either. So what's even the point in even having a male around? There's no point in it. So take your time with that, if you know what I'm saying, because it's a lot of here in America we have kids out of wedlock. Kids born in wedlock is just kind of not a thing like that. And you should take your time when you're dating and vetting. And you guys should also watch the vetting podcast. I'll leave that link in the description as well. Now, are you done with number 4? Because number 5 is a banger. Flaw number 5, the loss of femininity. If a woman lives in survival long enough, her softness can die. Not because she's evil, but because softness felt unsafe. Okay.
And it only feels unsafe when she's been strong for too long. Being feminine requires space, but independence doesn't leave any room for that space. So it becomes, that negative. She functions well, but struggles with knowing how to flow with things. And then we mentioned before, being feminine can get buried up under those responsibilities.
5 ways you can know that you're losing your femininity, ladies. And who better than me to tell you that you're losing your femininity? And how? These are the symptoms. Harsh tone becomes regular. That's your norm. Harsh tone is your norm. If she's just always harsh tone, rah, That's a symptom. That's a sign that she's lost her femininity and or on the way to losing her femininity.
Mm-hmm.
Arguments become reflex. Reflex. Okay? Can't nobody say nothing to you. You can't think first at all. Oh, they trying to, you see?
Yeah.
Tenderness feels unnatural.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you can't even be around no man. And I ain't even go into that because I know that these 5 right here are a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
Femininity and lack of femininity is a whole nother podcast. But this is number 5, okay?
Yes.
And could have very well been number 1. Because losing your femininity, I mean, if he any kind of real man. Okay, my bad, baby, let me move on. Competition with men instead of complimenting men. Competition with men instead of complimenting men. Telling me look good. Telling me smell good. Stop competing with him. You can't. He can't compete with you either. He'll never be as pretty as you. He'll never be as soft as, well, you might not be soft anymore, but maybe you still got a big booty. He'll never have that. Okay? Stop competing with him and compliment him. You know that you're losing your femininity when you find yourself competing with men instead of complimenting them. Yeah, women used to hit on men too.
Well, I think whether they're hitting on them or you just, sometimes it's just good to give your man praise. Let them know. You know what I'm saying? As women, we're so needy. We're always talking about what we need. Well, let them know that you appreciate it. You know, give that praise to him. It's not like he don't deserve it. We're not in competition.
No, I know I kind of just went off a little bit on my loss of femininity because femininity matters so much to me for women. My daughter is very feminine and my mother is very feminine. My grandmother and my wife is very feminine. And I've been around rough women that number one, harsh tone becomes her norm. Harsh tone just off the top. Major, give me a cigarette. I'm tripping.
No. Well, not only
It's
that,
just regular, like
harsh tone, the lack of being soft gives masculine energy, and what man want to feel like he dealing with a man, you know? Yeah.
Now, what did you have loss of femininity?
I kind of already said the loss of feminine, you know, is she struggles to flow and, you know, and all that type of. I would say one of the things I wanted to hit is that the healthiest version of being independent is being capable but open, secure but soft, strong but supportive of your partner.
That's good.
Also, like, and I think it's a good thing to take with you, you know, the audience to take with them as women. Who cares to hear what we got to say? An independent woman isn't flawed. She's often over-adapt. What looks like strength is sometimes unhealed survival.
Unhealed survival is the key words that I heard from that right there, and that sounds horrible. And that would take us to our how she can come back segment, because you know we don't only want to give the 5 flaws, we do want to give some solutions on how she can come back. Number 1, everybody should know, heal the origin. Why did I have this? Why did I have to be independent? Go ahead and ask yourself. Is it because that's what mom and dad taught you? Is it because you was ugly and wouldn't no man go with you? I don't mean no harm, I'm just being a Honda. And you being ugly got to do with your attitude and personality too. Okay, a lot. Okay, because men, you know, Blake said on the podcast the other week that men will be with anything. That's what he said, and I believe it because I'm a man, and so it's a few things. And
well, you know, I was always taught pretty this, what pretty does. So
what does that mean, though?
That means if you're not behaving, you can be a pretty girl on the outside in appearance. But if your attitude, you know, messed up and you can't hear nothing, you know, all that stuff that comes with it, that's ugly. So pretty is what pretty does. So if you're not doing what a pretty girl, soft, feminine, soft-spoken, not rough, you know, things, then maybe you're not pretty, no matter how much pretty on the outside you claim to be.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good one. Under the origins and why you had to be independent. Now, like I said, it could come from your parents, or it could have just came from you, or life. I had kids early. I had kids early, and didn't nobody want to deal with me with no single girl with kids and this, then the third. I can get a guy to come over and sleep with me, but he didn't want to raise the kids or be with me, nothing like that long term. You made your bed. And I do believe that it is still someone out there that does want to be with you, but you have to believe that. You have to believe to receive. And practice receiving. Let a trustworthy man lead one domain and don't sabotage it, okay? You can tell if he's trustworthy, ladies, or not. Let a trustworthy man lead you in one little situation and don't try to take the helm. See how that work out for you, okay? That's another way to recover from, having some women just literally had to live an independent lifestyle, and I get it. Rebuild your femininity intentionally. Ensure that you're in your softness, in tone. Make sure that and see, women hate this right here, cooperation. If we had to break it down to biblical terms, it would probably say submission, you see, and peace as a skill. Ladies, peace is a skill.
That's good.
Find a way to have peace, to keep the peace and become peaceful and stay peaceful. He doesn't want chaos all around him. He's got chaos. The kids don't need chaos all around them. Okay? Yeah, man, it's just a huge thing.
I think that's the most important one.
Do you got anything as far as her coming back from?
I think that peace one is really good, because if you have peace within, you're going to give peace. Your peace is going to be around you. Your aura is going to be peaceful. And that one's definitely good. I got restrained strength. It's needing help doesn't mean you're weak.
Draining strength,
yeah.
not making sure that you're doing it all by yourself.
That part, yes. You want to allow room to receive help.
See, that's the same one that I said, practice receiving.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Well, I mean, we covered it then. It's all good. Do you got anything else in closing?
Interdependence isn't losing yourself. It's building something bigger than yourself.
It's good. It's definitely building something bigger than yourself. And who would want to just build alone? Mm-hmm. There's only so much you can build alone in this short life, 70 years, 70, less your 70 years be 70 years by way of strength, which will equal about 90 or 120 years. I have in closing, self-efficiency, single parenting, lack of men's knowledge, lack of covering, or loss of femininity. These are huge flaws. And independency alone is not a flaw. Your dad, your mom taught you independency for a reason. But at some point, you want to build. At some point, you want your children to survive and have the correct knowledge, not just from you, the single mother. So these flaws, they can feel like the norm. And I just want every lady to be able to recognize these flaws as flaws and not as pluses. They are not a plus.
That's right.
And that's all I got.
That's major.
That's major.